Hello and welcome to this tutorial of setting up good knee controls and true knee controls on your rigs right here in Maya. A lot of tutorials I've been looking at and a lot of things that I've watched, people create locators, create curves, create whatever. They stick it in front of the knee and just select their ikHandle and polevector constrain, which is fine. And sometimes that will work nicely just because you would have luckily had a rig or a model that's made where everything's straight and the legs are bent properly and all of that jazz. But sometimes you're not so fortunate and you get a rig where things just look a bit off. So we need a way of creating these knee controls so they're true and they control how they're supposed to control and move the pole vector where it's supposed to be and blah 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 blah. There's a really simple way of doing this, and it's using a free script off the internet called the Rivet script. It's available on Creative Crash, and I'll show you it in a second. But for now, let's get started on this guy. So we're going to work on the left leg for now, and just make control. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually make a control to use in a second. So I'm going to come up here to create and text, just the letter K, make it a curve, create. Let's bring up my outliner a sec. And you'll find that if you do this, curves come in, I'm sure you know, come in stupid ways. You don't need all this grouping, just that. So call this left knee control. Okay, so wherever my left knee control is, it's hiding. Come here, there it is. Right, so he is going to be controlling, let's go send a pivot that. This is going to be controlling our knee. For now it doesn't need to be in any good place or any specific place, but he's there for when we need him. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is kind of think why we're doing this. Well, sometimes when you get a rig like this, your joints aren't 100% straight, the models aren't great. As you can see on this one here, look, the front of the joint slightly outside the knee, just to give it a bit of bend because it was all straight and made life for doing a pole vector very difficult. But then I came across this way with help from a friend, where you use this thing, the Rivet script, to do this. So let's get started on doing it. The first thing you need to do is to create a polygon. So we go shift right click in here, let's deselect that, to create polygon tool. And I'm just going to make a triangle like this and hit enter. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this triangle and I'm going to grab that root joint of the leg and I'm just going to isolate them in the side view. Okay, so now I've got my triangle, and let's go first, I'm going to send a pivot him because it's at the origin. So there, okay. So what we're going to do is grab the vertex, like this one here at the front, hold the V key, and just snap them to the origin of the joint, or the middle of the joint, whatever it's called, I don't know. Right, so now we'll just unisolate stuff. Just make this model template. You can see that there's a polygon triangle inside there, but if you can see, if you look at it dead straight, you can't see it because it's flat. And that means that it's on the exact same plane that the ikHandle is generated between this this joint and this joint. So as this ikHandle moves, it moves on the plane. So now that triangle is true to that plane, which is a good thing. Makes life pole vectoring a lot easier. So now what we need to do, once we've done that and we've snapped them together, is to select the corresponding edges that correspond to the bone, I guess. So we'll just grab this one. I'm going to isolate him again. Go into edge mode, grab this edge, and grab this edge. Get those two. Once I've done that, I'm going to run the Rivet script. So I come down to open your script editor down here. If you've never opened a script editor before, don't be scared, it's not a horrible thing. You just need your script to actually use on this. So let's just set up the... Where's my dock? It's gone away. It's not going to let me on the internet now. Right, let's go away. Hello? There we go, right. So here at the internet, and just in your Google search engine, just type in the Rivet script. And first one that comes up, Creative Crash. You've got to sign up and be a member of this site, which is totally free, where you can download loads of things. And just for this one here, we want the Rivet 1.0 Maya script. I think this script's actually really old, 2001 or something. It's really old, but it's fantastic. And everyone who uses this needs to really thank the guy who ever made it, because he's a genius. Okay, so let's just get Maya back. So once you've downloaded the Rivet script, open it up in, like on Mac, open it in Text Edit, or on Windows, I think you've got Notepad. So if I just show you wherever it is, Rivet, you get a folder like this. It'll be a zipped folder, and Rivet version 1.0. You get rivet.mel, and on this one I'm just going to open it with wherever text edit is. Open it with text edit. And you get all of this stuff. Yeah, it's created April 13th, 2001, so it's an old script, but it's still just as good. And you get this lovely script in there. So we just select all of that and copy it. Bring Maya back, wherever Maya is. Oh, bloody thing. Right. There we go. Okay, so bring Maya back up. And just paste it into the bottom of here. Make sure you're in Mel, not in Python. Copy into here. For those of you who don't know, hitting enter won't do anything here, just starts you a new line of code. You have to go up to this play button up here, and you hit play. Make sure you still got your two edges selected on your triangle. Hit the play script, the play button, sorry, and what you'll get is it will make you this locator, which is completely locked off and you can't move, which is good because we know that that locator is exactly on the same orientation as the plane is facing from the ikHandle, so it's exactly true to the ikHandle, which is, you can get, that's as close as I'm going to get, so I'm happy with that. So I bring my outliner back, and there it is. It's called Rivet 1. The triangle we created earlier, polysurface 1, don't need that anymore because I've got my null, the Rivet 1, as close to it as I can, so I don't need to surface anymore. I've used it for ikHandle, so I delete that out. And now what you see is this is movable, which isn't necessarily a great thing. You're still going to keep it on the same orientation, and it's still going to stay exactly the same as long as you don't rotate it. It will stay the same. So with that in mind, remember, don't rotate this because you've just done all that to get the rotations exact. So as this is going to be used for the knee control, I'm just going to drag it out to where my K is, roughly. So we know exactly that that is dead center in front of the knee. So what I'm going to do is grab my knee control, hold V, and snap it to that locator. So now that my knee control is dead in front of the knee, I know where it is. So that's happy and working. So then what we do is grab our ikHandle and grab the null, or the Rivet 1 that it called itself, and come up here to animation, constrain, polevector. Just in case, come up to edit, reset settings, leave the weighting as 1, it'll be fine. Hit add, and I did it the wrong way around, so you have to select the locator, then the ikHandle. No, you don't. What am I doing? That one, add. There you go. Okay, so you grab your null, the Rivet 1, and then grab your ikHandle, and you'll get a polevector. It's going to come dead center to that locator, and that polevector is now exactly running the same orientation as the plane that the ikHandle's on. So now when your ikHandle moves, the knee will stay where it should do, and I can then, if we move his leg up, I can now control the knee swiftly without it going, as the leg moves up, the knee twisting out to, say, the right hand side of the model or the left hand side and twisting in the wrong way that it shouldn't be. Now the polevector is making it push in the correct direction, and it also means that if this character, for instance, had a wide walk, he can move his knee out to walk widely and stuff like that. So we can put that back where it is. So if you want to make your controls look pretty and things like that, and you don't want things like this hanging about, what we need to do is open up your outliner again, and from the outliner grab your Rivet and make it a child of your left knee control, or whatever control it is, This will also work for IK arms as well, or IK spines. I'm assuming. I've never tried it on a spine, but I'm assuming it will work on there. The same principle. I'm just gonna undo all of that a second, so that goes back down there. So I can move my control with it. Put that back to 0 as it is. Okay, so grab the rivet, make it a child of the left knee control. So when I grab my left knee control, it grabs that null, which allows me to move my knee. Once I'm happy with that, happy it works, when my animator gets hold of this, I don't want him, breaking this, changing this, accidentally, doing any of this. So what I'm going to do is grab this, go to my attribute editor, go to the shape level of its attributes, and turn its visibility off. And then, in theory, it should be off here as well. So now it's I'll do one. Okay. So now that's all there, but when I hit this, still get control of the knee. Got nice knee controls. Happy days. And obviously, your knees. For this, I don't want my animator to be able to move this up and down, so I lock it in the Y. Lock and hide is selected in there, so my animator, when he uses this, can't do that, because that doesn't need to move up and down. He also doesn't need to scale it, or she doesn't need to scale it, so I'll hide that. In fairness, it doesn't need to rotate, because the ikHandle is handling the rotations for us, so we can hide that. The only way it needs to move really is in the X-axis, so I can hide it in the Z. Lock and hide that. So now all the animator can do to stop him breaking anything, and to stop him changing any orientations, and to stop anything, obviously once the skeleton is locked off, and it's just a model, with all the controls hang out the side, he can then grab this, and all he can do is move this up. When he wants to move the knee, he only has the option to go left and right, so he can't break any. He can't break everything, because that's the worst thing. Okay, so that was. Hope that's helped some people. If you're having bad problems with controlling the knee on your rigs, yeah. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.